From fetishes where adults dress up in nappies and pretend to be adult babies, to weird fetishes involving people falling in love with mannequins, we take a look at 15 of the most popular sexual fetishes. Number 15. Bondage fetish. People are all about fantasizing about the things that they don't have in real life. If you are a less dominant person, then you are more likely to get turned on with your partner all tied up, lying on your bed. People usually prefer tying their partners up with a necktie or other things that may only give pleasure rather than threatening the partner. If you are into this type of fetish, then you may go for leather restraints with Velcro closures. Number 14. Water fetish. It may seem rather weird, but water is actually a pretty popular fetish with both genders. Running water somehow just has that magic for some people, whether that be a shower, an opened faucet, or even rain. Looking at it or even just hearing it turns them on. To take things even further, some women feel aroused by lightning and thunder. The view of massive flashes of light, I guess, suddenly embarks their sudden lust for sex. Number 13. Criminal attraction. If you're a man who is having problems finding a girlfriend, one way to all but guarantee interest from a certain type of woman would be to go on a crime spree. While some women are attracted to bad boy type men, others take it further and get turned on by hardened criminals. Hybristophilia refers to the process by which sexual arousal and orgasm are reached through interaction with someone known to be a cheat, a liar, a rapist, a murderer, an armed robber, or just a generally all-around unpleasant individual. Number 12. Shoe fetish. Men are usually obsessed with women wearing high heels, so shoes are one of the most common fetishes. Women can feel the same way about shoes too, but the majority of shoe fetishists remain among men. The appearance of the shoe is all that matters. For example, the pointed heel and toe, or the length of the shaft of the boots. Some people suggest that this fetish revolves around the fact that the shoes are in very close proximity to the legs, which obviously leads to the private area. Some men easily feel aroused by having a look at strappy heels or red stilettos. Number 11. Role-playing. French maids, school teachers, the cranky lady cop who uses her taser inappropriately. Lots of people love this kind of fun. Role-playing is generally a pretty safe bet, but you do need to watch out for some pitfalls. The biggest one you're going to find is, unless it's your partner's idea, they're going to start wondering why you keep talking about other people and things all the time. Until eventually, they start wondering if they don't turn you on themselves. If you reach that spot, abandon roleplay immediately. Number 10. Voyeurism. Some people simply get turned on by watching other people have sex. No wonder the pornographic industry is touching the skies. It is definitely illegal, and may at times give the partner a bit of a fright. Both men and women can have this fetish. While seeing other people naked and deeply lost in their sexual intercourse, people with voyeurism may have a sudden craving for sex and may feel extremely hungry for it. Although it is the most convenient fetish, considering that all you need to do to watch others have sex is watch some porn. No harm, no foul. Number 9. Latex fetish. Men usually love this material, and it's not just because of the feel of it. Sometimes it's only because of the sexual influence these materials produce during a sexual encounter. These guys mostly prefer the bad girls, as they are more appealing to them. Watching them move around in tight, shiny leather or latex material has a significant turn-on effect for them. Number 8. Threesomes and foursomes. Lots of people seem to think this is every man's #1 fantasy. It seems like a great idea. You and 2 women. Hard to find fault in that logic. It may even add spice to your boring, awful relationship. However, watch a week of Maury Povich and you'll realize that threesomes can fall apart double quick and end up with you taking a lie detector test on a daytime talk show, which might be the most shameful thing on earth. Number 7. Mannequin love. Ever since the ancient Greeks, mankind has had a fascination with representing the human form in statues. By their very nature, they offer up the human form in all its perfection, immortalized in rock for generations to come. While many people get a feeling of admiration when looking at an impressive statue, some get a little more turned on. Agomatophiliacs, presumably finding blow-up sex dolls too malleable and easy to use, get their sexual kicks from statues, dolls, mannequins, and other such representations of the human form. while some are even aroused by the thought of becoming a statue themselves. Number 6. Piercing fetish. Piercing is yet another common fetish. These people love piercings, and they will pierce anything. You got your pierced clitoris, your pierced penis, your pierced nipples, your pierced tongues, your pierced belly buttons, your pierced noses, your pierced eyebrows, or just simply your ears. Maybe it's simply the appearance of their partner with the piercings on his or her body that may take their craving to the next level, or the feeling of the metallic objects pierced through their partner's body. Who knows, it could be a pain thing from getting turned on when you get them, or maybe a masochistic thing watching other people get pierced, or maybe it's just, hey, look at that, let's poke a hole in it. Number 5. Foot fetish. It is also termed as podophilia, and is a quite common fetish. However, the degree of fetishism obviously varies. Like for instance, some people, after fixing their gaze on a pretty foot, might want to serve it with some traditional massaging. Others might have a burning desire for a foot job, which is pretty much like a hand job but with feet, but I wouldn't know. Some people are even known to be aroused after sniffing the sweet, sweet aroma of the foot. Number 4. Adult babies. Most adults look back on their childhood with a degree of yearning and nostalgia. They miss the innocence and wide-eyed wonder they had when exploring the world around them before adult responsibilities came along and forced them to act like, well, adults. Some people take that yearning to greater lengths than others. Autonepiophilia, otherwise known as paraphilic infantilism, is the practice of fully grown adults role-playing a regression to a childlike state, complete with the wearing of diapers, soiling oneself, and speaking in gibberish. Sometimes they up the game and indulge in parent-baby role-playing, with a partner mothering, cuddling, and even breastfeeding the adult baby. Number 3. Swinging. Swinging refers to the act of a committed, usually married couple indulging in sex with another couple or individual with the full consent of both partners. The idea of swinging or experimentation with group sex is usually driven by the male in the relationship. Research actually showing that to be the case over 75% of the time. This particular preference presents many challenges to a relationship, including possible feelings of jealousy, low self-esteem, and definitely some issues with trust. Some couples, however, report that the act of swinging or indulging in group sex does the opposite for them, increasing the woman's confidence and allowing husbands to see their wives in a new light, strengthening their commitment to one another. I guess it all depends on the couple and their reasons for participating. Number 2. Cross-dressing. Individuals that cross-dress wear clothing and accessories of the opposite sex. Cross-dressing is way more common than you might think, predominantly affecting heterosexual and gay men. There are a multitude of reasons for cross-dressing. It may be that the individual has gender identity issues, and that the gender that they were born into just doesn't fit who they are as a person. Or it may just be that they're super turned on by wearing something they're not supposed to. Cross-dressing has definitely become more accepted by society in the last 10 to 15 years, with many shops and internet boutiques marketing specifically to cross-dressers. Number 1. This one may be the most disgusting on the list, hence the number 1 spot. However, maybe it would have been more appropriate in the number 2 spot. Because this fetish is when one partner is aroused by seeing the other's feces. Thankfully, it's a pretty rare fetish. But it's among the most commonly talked about fetishes. And to take it to a whole new level, some people even get sexual pleasure by eating the feces. They'll even go down there and toss some salad even when their partner is most unclean. But keep in mind, this is an extremely hazardous practice, as you're most likely going to wind up with some pretty rad infections and some pretty uncurable diseases. What about you? What are you into? What floats your boat? Turns you on? Cooks your goose? I'll tell you what does it for me. It's when you click that like button.